guys? Your boy Coach Anthony, and of course none other than world-class professional fighter, Fast Eddie Chambers. And in today's video, man, we got something special, Eddie. It's how to hit and not get hit. Isn't that what boxing's all about? Isn't that the sweet science? You know, a lot of you guys out there get bored when you see these real good defensive fighters, man. Like they used to call Floyd Mayweather bored. You know, when I used to watch Floyd, I used to stop what I was doing because I was like, yo, that was fun to watch. They used to call you boring. A guy who fought guys like 6'7", and he's only 6'1", guys who weigh 50, 60 pounds, heavier than him, and he used to leave there without a bruise 99.9% of the time. A few times I've seen you get bruised a little bit, a couple of little, you know what I'm saying?
Or something.
And they would call that boring. You know what I would say? I would say that's beautiful. That's science. That's what boxing's all about. We can go on YouTube right now and just search up street fights if y'all want to see street fights. A lot of people be like, man, watch MMA for that. Listen, I respect MMA. There's a science to that too. But if you just want to see guys brawling and you just want to guys see street fights, man, just pull up street fights. But if you want to know boxing, if you want to learn boxing, if you want to learn how to hit and not get hit, you come to Coach Anthony Boxing and you let me and Eddie Chambers educate you. Oh, and for the record, Eddie, tell me about your channel.
Oh yeah, I forgot to read that, y'all. My bad. I do have a channel, and you need to check Fast Eddie Chambers Boxing out, man. Fight like a pro.
Fight like a pro. You know
Fight.
What I'm saying? Coach like a pro. Fight like a pro. There we go. There we go.
Sound good. Sound good.
All right, let's get into it. All right. So the first thing, if I'm boxing and I don't want to get hit, let me be honest with y'all. I can't promise that you're not going to get hit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a YouTuber too, coach/YouTuber. I gotta do stuff to make y'all click, right? So it's like low-key clickbait, but it's not clickbait. It's just an expression. And truthfully, if you do these things with proper form and technique, I can guarantee you that you will minimize your chances of getting hit, okay? And if you're really good, you might not get hit if you're that much better than the guy that you're boxing. But there's no guarantees in life, man. I can't promise you anything. You can watch my whole YouTube channel from the beginning to now and get all my courses and go to the gym and we could train you and you still get hit. I mean, you can't guarantee nothing, but we can help minimize, right? That's what this is all about, right? We want to give you the best chance that you have. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to find our range. That's first and foremost. Because if you just go in real aggressive or you just go in swinging great, you're putting yourself in a position to be hit, even if you are putting yourself in a position to land punches. When you put yourself in a position to land punches, you have also put yourself in a position to get hit with punches. So when you're going ahead and you're boxing somebody, you want to find that range. So right now, Eddie doesn't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what he's going to do. So if let's just say Eddie's the one setting the pace, since I got the mitts on, he'll utilize his jab to stay a good feint. He might utilize some footwork to make sure he's at a safe distance. He might utilize some feints to see if I'm biting on the feint before he makes his decision to attack. You remember back in the day, like, I don't know how old a lot of you guys are, but when I was in school, like, remember girls used to play hopscotch? Yeah. Right? So, like, when they would play hopscotch, they're, like, waiting to go in, right? They're like, I don't know yet.
Double Dutch.
Oh, double Dutch. There you go. Thanks for the correction, right? You don't know. It's the same thing, right? Like, you don't really know when's the right time to go in. So what you do is you utilize feints, head movement, different ways to see how your opponent is reacting before you make the decision to commit to anything. Because if you overcommit too soon, yes, you can have success, but you are also giving that person an opportunity to be successful. And if you don't know who you're boxing, if you don't know what their speed's like and anything like that, it's kind of a dangerous game to play. So that's why I say, utilize your range, use your feints, use your footwork, and use your jab to kind of gauge your distance before you fully commit. Another thing that you can do to minimize your chances of getting hit is your built-in defense, right? So let's just say we're gonna go fundamental by the book right now, right? Let's say it's your first thing. You throw a jab, bang, you bring it back to your chin. Traditional, real traditional, like your dad was coaching you back in the day. Eddie, shoulder jab. Right? That hand comes back. Do it again. Hands are up where they're supposed to be. So what's beautiful about that is sometimes you block the shot and you're like, I'm glad my hands were there, because had they not been there, you might have got cracked. What do you see a lot of guys do, especially now that we got a gym full of beginners? Like they'll drag, boom, leave their face wide open, or throw the right hand. Boom, they'll leave their face wide open. And it's because they haven't understood the importance of responsibility with their punches. You know, boxing is something, right, where you can watch thousands of videos. It don't matter till you actually get in the ring and actually have to use it in real time, because you have to feel it to believe it. You get hit with a couple of right hands, you get hit with a couple of hooks. I don't give a damn if you're boxing somebody who's never fought before. Once they hit you a few times, you start to say to yourself, okay, I don't want this to keep happening. And then that's when you start to believe in what your coaches are trying to tell you when they say, keep your hands up, right? You see a lot of these new coaches, right? Like, even guys, I've been guilty of like teaching guys super advanced techniques. And a lot of these new guys, they're teaching all this stuff that is super slick and super beautiful. But what's happening is sometimes it gets into the hands of the wrong people, because those people are not at the level to be doing some of this stuff. And then they're trying to fight with their hands down. They're trying to do things that I always say the black belt level fighter is doing, and they're still a white belt. When you come to a boxing gym and you learn boxing, you learn with your hands up like this for a reason. Okay, as much as I love the shoulder roll, I love bending the waist, step back, pivots and all that stuff, I'm not doing that with a guy who just came into the gym. I'm teaching him this, right? So jab, hands are back. Right hand, hands are back. Beautiful fundamentals, basic by the book. If you have your built-in defense, that will also help you hit and not get hit. Another thing that I think really works, Eddie, and I think this would be the last tip for today. I could probably continue to build on this subject, right? But I don't want to bore y'all and give y'all all the game in one video, right? That would be wrong. You know what I'm saying? We want to give you a reason to come back. I got to keep you coming back. Is again, it ties into defensive responsibilities, right? So let's just say I like to tell guys, when you finish with a cross or a right hand, roll out. I like to tell guys that, and I'll give you an example. Right, he throws the 1-2, bang, bang, rolls, okay? Now, there's several things that I'm going to give you 2 tips on this right now, which is actually a bonus. That's what I do, right? I guess that's why y'all subscribe, right? You subscribe? Hit the subscribe button, man. What are y'all doing? Yo, Eddie, you know I was looking at my analytics. You know how many of y'all are watching me and not subscribed?
Oh, hell no!
It's crazy. It's like a crazy percentage. I even had a guy DM me on Instagram, ask me for boxing tips, and when I pressed his profile, he wasn't following me. Like, what are y'all doing, yo? Show love. Hit the subscribe, man, because we got some cool stuff coming. All right, so anyway, back to the video. All right, so what we're going to do is he's going to roll out after the right hand. Now, let me show you how beautiful this is. Let's just say he's in the pocket. He throws right up the gut. He rolls out. Let's just say he decides that he wants to throw a right hook to the body. He rolls out. Now, what's the purpose of that, right? It's pretty obvious. If I come with the counter punch, you see what I'm saying? Now, I always say when you finish with the right, because if he's throwing a combination, obviously he's not going to roll out after every right hand for some of you overthinkers out there. So let's just say he throws a 1-2-3-2. The first right hand he didn't roll, he waited till he finished. So now he rolls out. Okay, the beautiful thing about rolling out as well, he cleared both shots. Now, this is Eddie's style. There's 2 ways to do this. The way Eddie does it is when he rolls out, he doesn't come all the way back up to the center. Right? He doesn't do this, roll and get hit with the right. What he does is he rolls and he stays somewhat in a bent position, so he's not coming all the way up. It does a couple of things. First thing that's beautiful about it, if I go here, he can slide in right there, hit me, tie me up, right? He can slide right in, just close the distance or whatever. So he makes it to where he's still in a defensive position. You can also take a small step with your right foot and step to the right, which is another way to do it, especially for guys who fight with their hands up like that. And now he's got an angle. He can also get off more punches. So when do you do it? What I would say is whatever feels natural at that particular moment, right? Sometimes you're fighting a guy, you feel like you can step under the shot. Other times you're fighting a guy and it may just happen so fast where you just stay low. You see what I'm saying? Because, you never know. Like, let's just say you stay low the way you did, right? I throw the hook and you stay low, and I throw another right hand, you just bend again a little bit. You see what I'm saying? It's like sometimes things happen so fast where you're just like, you don't come all the way up. You may have to do like a double bend kind of like, just depending on just pivot or whatever. Just quick, I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, they need to hear this news. They need to hear it.
They need to hear it?
Yeah, they need it.
Okay, so let's recap. Right? We got keep a safe distance. We have defensive responsibilities, which is basically bring your hands back to where they're supposed to go after you let them loose. And then we got move your head after you punch. And then to give a bonus, you move your feet. Always, something that we always say, you move your hands, you move your head, you move your feet. Remember that. Move your hands, move your head, move your feet. Because when you move your hands, you're punching. When he's done punching, he moves his head and then he moves his feet to get to a new spot so he's not back at the same place when I'm looking for him again. If you put those things together with some good fundamentals, some good ring generalship, some good defense, add a few angles in there, a couple of combinations, man, you're good to go. All right, guys, if you want to learn this stuff in depth, go to the website, CoachAnthonyBoxing.com. I got 16 courses. I'm adding a bunch of new stuff. Also got a mint work course coming out. I'll keep you guys updated on that. And we're going to also be doing some online seminars and in-person seminars here at CA Boxing Gym in the very near future. So if you guys want to be updated with that, I have a link down there to give you guys updates. Check it out. Jump on board so you guys don't miss anything that we got coming up. And you're ready to boxing.
What's his full name? What's Coach Anthony's? Anthony's first name was Anthony's last name?
It's Anthony Rodriguez.
Hey, well, Anthony Rodriguez deserves the credit, man. Ford had that was a motivational corner in between 11 and 12.
It's 2 rounds, and you're a world champion, but you gotta work.
But Anthony Rodriguez, Coach Anthony, and that corner of Wade Ford, and the strategy they put forth, and the motivational messages.
Best coach for me, my favorite coach, Coach Anthony.
Coach Anthony, fantastic guidance in the biggest fight of his career.
Great job by the corner of Ford.
Coach Anthony's name is Tim. This guy deserves a lot of praise.
Every single round, he guided him to victory tonight. He's motivated him. He told him what he needed to do. They had a game plan, perfect execution right
My boy
there.
Coach Anthony was holding mitts.
Coach Anthony is the man.
Yeah, tell him, man, they can't hate on you no more, man. You got a chance.
Sean. Whoa. You see that?
Hey, y'all want to learn real boxing, check out Coach Anthony Boxing.
Shout out to Coach Anthony and Coach Anthony Boxing.